Visual culture in 2022 is a carnival of mashups and collage. Music is sampled, memes gather variations, and filters on social media have become standard. The ubiquity of visual collage, with its textured and quintessentially modern pairings of media and material, has trained our eyes to recognize difference, to accept the union of elements that come from disparate planes. What if we, as viewers, were able to take that capacity for visual reconciliation and put it into the space of language and ideas? Today in From the Vaults, we are going to take the advice of artist Max Ernst, and in his words, examine the, quote, encounter of two or more foreign realities, and the spark of poetry that leaps across the gaps as these two realities are brought together. In 1949, a Beverly Hills bungalow-cum-art gallery published Max Ernst at eye level, a series of poems written in English paired with a series of 8 collages, all done by Ernst. The collages are quintessentially Ernstian. Through cutting up mail-order catalogs, anatomical texts, and Victorian magazines, he created surrealist scenarios in which uncanny likenesses of humans sprout wings, bend time, and wrestle with madness. Ernst would revisit this written work and translate it twice, into his native German in 1955 and into French in 1967, which we have here in the Aramont Library. While the collages never changed, Ernst welcomed each translation as an opportunity to revisit his poetry, varying content and rhythm, the work bending and flexing to the nature of the language it was becoming. Each edition, then, is both a distillation of his original ideas and also an evolution of them. Through translation, Ernst played with the relationship between language and meaning, disrupting textual continuity in order to perfect its content. We can think of collage as a type of pairing or matching of seemingly disparate objects, something Ernst does repeatedly throughout this text. Meaning is paired with symbol, creating written language, which is in turn reborn in each iteration. Images are paired with text, demonstrating how the signifiers of language can reference themselves, circling back to multiply, divide, substitute, and replace each other. This collage, for example, bears motifs common in Ernst's work, the deconstruction of idealized form, for example, and the obfuscation of vision. Scholar Margot Norris notes that Ernst plays with the tension of how the viewer creates meaning. He retains the syntax of the body, keeping the torso and legs of the classical figure intact, while manipulating its lexicon, replacing its face with the back of a woman's head. This juxtaposition takes the classical and makes it modern through encouraging the viewer to build a new visual language with the components of the old one. So, how can we think about the ways that words and images challenge and complement one another? Whether it's visual or verbal, collage is not a simple reconstruction. It is the overt re-representation of ideas that are doubly coded, as they are made with found material that adopt a new signification of a concept or identity. This new signification can be seen by bringing together the 3 versions of this text, as seen here in a poem accompanying a collage that features the Venus de Milo. In English, the poetry is spare. It consists of a single line, and like all the poems in the first version, has no title. In the subsequent German and French versions, Ernst engages with the image he had created years earlier, giving the work a title and describing it in new detail. Her skin, he notes, is too cold, her base too old, and he remarks on the emptiness of form. There is a really terrific tension between the different versions in which the spaces between language become visible. Translation is an art, and in moving through 3 languages, we get a window into Ernst's own response to his creative work. Each translation offered him not only the opportunity to revisit and revise, but to also play with the subtleties of each language. His partner, fellow artist Dorothea Tanning, described it as, quote, a refining and rebreathing. Ernst is able to excise meaning and restructure it based on whatever language he was working in, a collage of ideas, symbols, and sound. To close, I offer the words of René Crevel, writer and friend of Ernst, who described the sensation of seeing Ernst's work as something akin to becoming it. Quote, because Max Ernst invites us to the miraculous ascension, our eyelids become wings, our glances fly faster than the wind. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of From the Vaults to spend some time with another treasure from the Aramont Library. I hope you join us again soon.